Do you ever feel like your study sessions are more like daydreaming marathons than actual learning? You sit down to focus, and all of a sudden, you're staring out the window and you're deep into a random thought about whether pigeons have feelings. They do. And then you wake up to realize you wasted your entire afternoon. If that sounds familiar, you are not alone. For people with ADHD or really anyone who struggles to focus once in a while, staying on task can feel like trying to ride a unicycle on a treadmill during an earthquake. But there's good news. There's a simple study tool that works with your ADHD brain rather than against it, which are good old-fashioned flashcards. I'm Andrew with Brainscape, an adaptive flashcard app that uses spaced repetition and other cognitive science principles to help you learn faster. Today, we're diving into why flashcards are a game changer for ADHD learners and how they can help you finally study in a way that sticks. The first way is by addressing the fact that ADHD brains need more stimulation. If you're just sitting down to passively read a textbook with a highlighter, you're probably just going to end up daydreaming after a few sentences, since there's no feedback loop. Flashcards, however, force your brain to work more actively. If you're making the flashcards, and your brain actually has a purpose for the reading, and you'll be mentally processing the information a lot more actively. You could even treat it like a game. How quickly and effectively can you flashcardify the most important concepts in what you're reading? Then, when you're studying the flashcards later, each time you see a question, your brain will have to reach back into its memory vault to find the answer, rather than just, say, recognizing it if you're reading. That process of active recall will strengthen your memory and help you stay focused. It's like weightlifting. Every flashcard is like another rep where you're building your mental muscles, especially if you could be consistent about it. Plus, with a digital flashcard app like Brainscape, the app will keep track of what you know and what you don't, so you're always being challenged at just the right level, in the same way that a good weightlifter would always lift something a little bit harder than last time. Another thing that's great about flashcards is that once you've made them in advance, you've basically set yourself up for bite-sized study sessions that you can do later throughout the day, rather than having to commit to one giant marathon study session at the library or something. For example, if you're using Brainscape, you can just knock out a quick 10-card study round while you're waiting for your coffee or standing in line at the store. And then after every round, the app will show you how much progress you've made with a mastery score and how much time you have left, giving your brain that instant dopamine hit that you're craving. Each of these flashcard rounds are so quick, in fact, that you can even train yourself to open up the Brainscape app for a quick study shot whenever you've got a 30-second wait for something, instead of opening your favorite social media app like you probably already do. Just pull out your phone, knock out a round or two, and boom, you are making progress. For the final icing on the cake, consider the fact that flashcards are the most effective way to defeat the forgetting curve, which is a fancy name for the pattern by which we forget our study material after a cram session. If you're using a spaced repetition flashcard app like Brainscape, you're essentially guaranteeing that you'll see each concept just before you're about to forget it, which is the optimal interval to ensure that that concept's forgetting curve shifts out by the most possible amount of time every time you review it. Basically, the more you struggle with a flashcard, the more frequently it will reappear, and vice versa. So you're optimizing your study time without even having to think about it. This is literally the science of how human beings learn most effectively, and people suffering ADHD need to be optimizing their studies as much as possible to avoid burning out. So bottom line, are flashcards helpful for people with ADHD? You can bet your ass on it. They offer quick, stimulating study sessions, help you stay focused with active recall, and use spaced repetition to make sure you actively remember what you learn. And if you want to take things to the next level, digital flashcard apps like Brainscape can even be more ADHD friendly by progress tracking, adding multimedia options, and allowing you to study on the go for convenience, along with a whole bunch of other study goodies. Brainscape's goal is to become your ultimate study weapon, no matter what you're studying, how old you are, or how long your attention span is. So if you're ready to turn your scattered moments into productive learning, give flashcards a try. Subscribe to this channel for more tips, and be sure to check out our full ADHD study tips article below in the show notes. Your future self will thank you.